Oh, okay. Sorry. Well, we started this meeting at 7:06. We just started. Um, and everybody's present, but
Christine.
Christine. So I was just asking if there are any additions or modifications to the agenda.
I don't think so.
No.
Everybody said no.
No. Okay, perfect. Love it. All right. Did everybody have a chance to read through the minutes that Christine posted?
No, I couldn't open them.
Okay. Anna, did
Yeah,
you get
that
a
was my
chance?
excuse too.
They
I
looked.
can't. It's like on for 4 seconds, and it goes off.
They should be on the door if you want a hard copy.
Oh, okay.
Right here.
On the door.
These are from the 7th.
Yeah, those are them
Yeah,
because we're.
Mike, they're here. For the 7th.
Yeah, she took them out the door. No, I think these have a
Michael.
thumb tack hole.
Yeah.
I don't have. I read them earlier. They looked good
Did
to
you
me.
write them? Did you read them, Mike?
Oh, yeah, I approve of them.
You do.
Yeah.
Okay. All those in favor of approving the minutes?
I,
Those
Aye.
oppose? Okay.
Did Anna second it?
yes.
All right, Hadley, librarians report.
All right, I'm trying to get it open here. I always forget where I put it until I go looking for it. I apologize. So I little mystery. I'll preface this with I am still trying to figure out the biblio statistics because I can only see the previous week. And I haven't been able to figure out how to see a month. So I don't have any statistics for that because I never remember to go in every single week to record them. I remembered twice last month, and both of those I didn't have anyone. But I have talked to a few people who were interested in Biblio, and some people who were having whose TV died, so they were looking for something to do besides to keep themselves busy. So I feel like I definitely have people using it. I just can't figure out how to see that.
Do we, just out of curiosity, so we can keep track, Hadley, how do we pay anything for Biblio?
We pay $80 a year.
Okay.
It's included in our Green Mountain Library Consortium payment. So it's not an extra bill.
Okay. It was, so when you say that, so that's part of Libby then?
Yes, it's in the same thing as it's so when we get our library consortium in the fall, it includes our um it will now include Libby being part of GMLC, and they are actually paying for movie rights for the libraries now.
So we can have movies here at the library again.
Yes.
Okay, that's something new.
Is that
Rebecca.
GLC?
GMLC.
The GMLC, the Green Mountain Consortium.
And to my knowledge, all the libraries are part of that.
So we have the movie rights again. So technically, we
So
can
put
run
that pay.
we can run outdoor or indoor movies. So
And advertise.
well, not advertise what the movie is.
Okay.
That's in the library you can,
Okay.
just not
not on
outside.
social media.
No Facebook,
Okay.
just in the library.
You can give hints though, right?
Yes.
Yes, you can give hints on outside the library. Inside the library, you can even go so far as
That's
to
right.
print the stuff. I mean, the whole.
Did I suggest it? I'll bring the watermelon.
That's right. I remember. Okay, so bibliostats. Okay, you're working on that, and we have movie rights now, which is good.
Yes. So for Libby use, we have 7 users, but only 2 checkouts for last month. I'm not sure how you can be active if you're not checking things out. Maybe they had a book left over from the month before. I'm not really sure.
So that's Libby.
That's Libby.
Well, maybe they just see if people go in there and look.
Yeah.
Maybe they weren't able to get what they wanted right away.
Yeah, that could be.
Is
Yeah.
there a policy thing for that?
Like sometimes you might have to wait for a book.
No, but I mean to know the whole program. Is there some kind of policy so you would know? Why? Okay,
I don't know.
okay.
So last month we had 141 patrons. We had books circulating within our library, 133, and then we had actually about 133, 136 ILL. So pretty high.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
ILL?
Interlibrary loans.
Okay.
Um, we still see, I'm still seeing a lot more people coming in and using the library, doing stuff at the table, like working or just hanging out for some time. I've noticed people, now that it's starting to be warmer weather, they're just taking walks and stopping in to say hi. So we have people coming in the door and um, reading the newspaper and checking things out using our internet, but not always checking books out. So that's good. We had, oh, that's year end. Sorry, I was like, why is that number so high? um, we've had 42 children as part of as part of our patrons, and most of those come from story time and our kindergarten readiness. I'm not sure what's going on with their after school program because they haven't been sending kids over, so I can't really count after school kids right now.
Well, they're probably coming to the end of the year and it's just a lot going on.
Yeah, but Rachel and I had talked about having the kids come over, and um, they just haven't. And I've offered to run over and get them, and she hasn't had anyone for me. So,
Okay.
so unfortunately, most of them are younger kids, but that's okay. We do, um, yeah, we do still have, we have our core six that are storytime kids, and we have a core three that come on a semi-regular basis for kindergarten readiness. And I guess even though I've put it in over at the school, letting people know about our programs, the school had no idea we were doing any of this until some of our parents said, "Hey, my son does this over at the library."
Well, how about have we thought about maybe, because it's kindergarten readiness, how about maybe we ask Michelle Plouffe to maybe, if we are in direct contact with Miss Tracy, and have her send home something with the kids. I don't know how they send stuff home anymore. I don't have any kids over there
Yeah.
anymore, so I don't know how they do it. They
They're
used to have the red.
iPads.
They used to have a red folder back in the good old days.
Right.
That would go home.
I don't know if it's all email or if they do send home paper at all. I'm not really sure.
I can call up Michelle and ask.
Oh, Anthony brings stuff home from kindergarten, some.
Does he have a
So I
folder?
still, I think so, but I'm not sure.
Okay. So maybe they might still implement the folder, because they had that when all the way up, my kids had the red folder. Okay. So we'll brainstorm, Natalia wants to go over and see Michelle, so maybe I'll talk to her and see what she says. I mean, we're running near the end of the year, but it still would be nice to get that out there, especially because they'll probably be having their kindergarten and preschool assessments here soon for next year. So
They've,
maybe with the paperwork with that, we can ask that they slip in that as well.
yeah,
I can,
I know that they've started reaching out to the parents that were signing up for preschool. So I'm not sure when exactly that will be.
it's
When
going to be soon.
when the assessments start, but they did say that they'd started and the schedule changed for next year, and at least one parent's not happy because she's like, I made my work schedule work for it, and now next year is different, and she's not sure how
Oh
that's,
no.
yeah. So
Hadley, how often do you have story time?
every Tuesday,
Every Tuesday, okay.
And the preschool readiness is every Wednesday, right? Every Wednesday
every Wednesday
at 3.
at 3. Yes. And the kids that come, like I've noticed a difference in their vocabulary, and even well, I mean it's summer, so right now we really like to run, but or it's not summer, but it's not winter.
Right, yeah.
But their attention span seems to be getting a little bit better, and um
I
I'm
think that anything with kids and learning um the alphabet and numbers. I mean, I remember somebody saying to me one time, you'd be amazed how many kids come in here that do not know their alphabet and do not know their numbers that come into kindergarten. So,
And when they do, everything opens up, their
right,
world
yeah.
opens up, so
Now they're
it's easier.
getting them to read before they're done there.
Yeah,
It's really, they really,
Yeah.
knuckled down.
oh,
Yeah, so we're in the kindergarten readiness, we're gonna do the letter T this month. So
Nice.
yeah, and um, that's we did have our Taylor Swift party. We had very few. We had one person come, but they enjoyed themselves. We made sunglasses,
Oh,
and
that's cute.
they I had is it Taylor Swift or Robert Frost up around the library. So it would be a line, and then you had to guess if it was a Taylor Swift lyric or a Robert Frost, a line of his poetry. And then you flipped it open and you could find out.
How'd they do?
So it was 50-50. There were some
Oh, okay.
who knew all of her, like, because I kept it up the whole, that I kept up the whole month. There were some people who knew, like all of her older stuff, and then there were some people who only knew her newer stuff. So
Right.
it really depended on where you fell in her
Got it.
eras. And nobody knew Robert Frost. Like they knew of him, but they didn't know his poem.
Seriously? Oh my gosh.
I was actually surprised at how many, there were 2 or 3 where they both had a line that was similar. So they both have a line like the one about taking the road less traveled or the path less traveled.
Yeah.
They both have something similar to that.
2 roads diverged in the yellow wood.
Yeah.
We had to sing that in chorus.
And then Mary had an extra Saturday off, so Alex covered
I
for
saw
her.
that.
And she's got another one this month where she has 2 Saturdays off, so Alex will be covering one more.
Okay.
And then after that, it depends on their baby, when their baby's due.
Oh, yeah. 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 Okay.
So he didn't want to make any plans for this
So
because he didn't know.
he's at home all the time with the baby.
Um,
Just out of curiosity.
yeah, I think
So should I be reaching out maybe to somebody else and asking if they are interested in training so we have 2 subs?
that would be a good idea.
I think I'm gonna ask somebody that I think might enjoy it. Maybe,
Okay.
maybe not.
Yeah, because he's and he did say the last time I talked to him that he's in renegotiating his contract with the town. And as part of that, he wants to negotiate some support time for grants that might have other pieces. So like if there's like with the MERP grant, there's a whole bunch of moving pieces and
Right,
be the person that could handle those as a
got
support
it.
person. So he's trying to negotiate that for next year.
Okay, and we would be included in that. Well, at the
It's-
ask.
right. Yeah. As far
Like
as
we had to, I had to go and ask them if we could use Elks for
Oh, okay.
MERP
I heard saw
Or
something on that
for
video.
any-
Yeah.
for anything, or not for MERP. It was, well, it was MERP and the big one,
yes, that we
the
still
big
don't
grant. Yeah,
we don't have any new information on
no
that.
information, so I can cross that off. All right. Is that it, Hadley?
Yeah, yes. Do you want me to include my plans for this month,
Yeah,
summer?
I want to hear the spring programming. Yeah.
Okay, so for this month I have the gnome painting back on the schedule for May 19th, 15th, May 15th at 5:30. We will paint the rest of our gnomes that we have up there on the shelf.
Can I ask a question before I forget?
Yes,
Any more signups on the newsletter?
we are at 37. We have
So
30.
we're moving right along.
Yes,
I really like it. I love getting it.
I'm glad.
What's the age on the gnome painting?
I don't know if I have one. It was
Okay,
They're this up here. You see them?
yes.
like last year I had a grown-up come and I had a younger person and her mom come and everybody had fun. So um since we don't need to buy anything for it, I thought we'd do it again.
Hey Hadley, how many signed up for the newsletter?
We have
37.
37.
37.
We have 37 now.
Okay.
I think we had like 16 or something before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we
So I'll put
doubled
all
it.
ages on the gnome stuff.
Yeah.
And then we have pop-up Mother's Day cards on Saturday, May 10th. That's one of Mary's weekends off. So I'll do a program then. And for ages for that, I'm saying 10 and older, just because we'll be cutting things out, and some of the younger ones don't have the scissor skills down yet.
Okay, so are you taking that day then for Mary?
Yes,
Okay.
Alex. Alex will be here the 17th.
Do you have something we can share on Facebook all ready to go? Because I mean,
Yes,
that's
yes,
falling right up here.
yes. It should be scheduled for this.
Okay, so you have something scheduled.
Yeah.
And Hadley, I'm sorry to interrupt again, but this Mother's Day pop-up cards, that's Saturday, May 10th,
Yes, at 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry, my husband is texting me. And then we have foraging and our book.
Foraging. That's the fourth Wednesday. Wednesday, right?
Yeah,
Fourth
the fourth Wednesday, May 28th.
May 28th. Okay.
What time?
5:30, right?
Yes.
I'll fix the sign, I think.
Okay.
Before we go, I'll try to.
Yeah, I every day I mean to update that sign and put it out by the road, and
You need a to-do list, woman.
I just run out of time. At least there's no red sand all over the library. The kids really get into the red sand.
Mm.
And then we have our book discussion. I moved to I moved it to the 22nd this month because our books haven't come in yet. They're due in this week. So I wanted to make sure everyone had at least 2 weeks to read.
You got a lot of boxes out on the porch.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
They sh- That'll be good.
Okay. Was that it, Hadley?
Yes. And then, oh, actually, and going into June, we're gonna do the Tiny Art Challenge starting at the beginning of June. And voting for that will start on the town celebration.
So what is the Tiny Art Challenge?
So we will have like, I think it's 3-inch canvas, because we
Okay.
have all those downstairs, and um, they will have to create a tiny piece of art. And then the day of the town celebrate 4th of July celebration, voting will start. So if you're at outside and you want to vote on the art, you can.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, and what are the ages on that?
All ages.
Yeah, we did all ages
Okay.
we did I think we did pre-K to 6 when we did it the first time. Then it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, but
So,
now it's all eight. No,
It's all ages. I
Okay.
think we're doing it everybody, right?
yeah,
okay.
anyone who wants to
Just
start.
make sure, Hadley, that they sign the back of the little canvases so we know who they belong to and their age.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, thank you. I would.
Because it's on, because you can write on, I think that we have
There's
the
a little
canvases
edge.
left and there's paper on the back that they can write their
Yeah.
stuff on.
Yep. And then when school ends, we'll be starting the reading dragons like we did last year. And I'm going to see if I can go into the schools and talk to some of the classes about the reading dragons and get some excitement.
And the summer reading program, do we still have, we still have funding for that, right?
We do. And our check should be on its way.
Okay, cool. And traveling storyteller for the 4th.
Yes. Or the 5th. I just have
Yes,
to,
whatever, you know what I mean.
yeah.
You're working on it.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And that is everything.
Okay, cool. I'm just going to touch on the easy stuff for the moment before we jump into MERP. I talked to Ellen Stanley about the fire extinguishers, and her father called me last week, I think. He stopped by my house and said that he would take care of it. He wanted to know how many fire extinguishers we had here.
As far as I know, we just have the one that's
One.
Just the one? So
Yeah,
we
but
probably
yeah.
should have two.
yeah.
So we really should have two.
And it's out of date.
Yeah, well, that's what we're working on. So we just have the one. And so he is going to either contact me or you, Hadley. I'll find out how much it costs for us to do it, because he didn't tell me. Because I said, hey, I'm interested because my fire extinguishers, I think, are out of date. And he's like, yeah, you're supposed to do them every year. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
So he told me to just to bring mine along too, but I have to find out how much it costs. If it's cost feasible versus going and buying a new one or not. So we only have one. We really should have two. So maybe we should consider buying a fire extinguisher for the basement, right?
Yes.
Do we know where our fire extinguisher is up here?
It's right there by the window.
There's one downstairs though.
How big is it?
Oh, so
Okay,
we
it's
have to
pretty
do
big.
then.
Yeah.
Like, we do have two there because there's one downstairs.
Okay.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, is there?
okay.
Where's the
Yeah.
downstairs?
Down at the bottom of the stairs by the staircase.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay, that's good to know. All right, so we have two here, and I'll find out cost. Okay. Have we purchased a smoke detector for downstairs yet?
I have not yet.
Okay. That we really should do.
We finally got the credit card straightened out.
Oh, geez, Louise, yes.
So yeah, so that threw a wrench in everything. the last thing I was able to order were the no skateboarding signs.
Okay.
So
All
luckily,
right. So we're all good now?
yes.
Okay.
Yep. They approved.
Update.
They upped our thing. So we each have 3,000.
Well,
And
now I'm worried because they're going to be doing the MERP thing too, and I just worry that they're going to be using all that credit card for themselves over there. I love you, town, but we've got business to do too here. All right. So, I'm gonna put a hold on the general policies for tonight. I know we've had some pretty long meetings. So I guess we'll plunge into the MERP thing and see where we are at. I saw that we have been approved for the hardship request, right?
not the hardship request. The historic preservation submission. They said that it would be 30 days when up to 30 days when we put it in, and it was less than a week before they gave us the okay to proceed, saying that we are not a
So,
building.
so what is this that
We're not a historic building, right?
We are not a historic building, so they don't have any, they're not putting anything on us for preserving.
Good.
okay,
We needed that before we could proceed.
right, all right.
I have quotes for the heat pumps and the door ramp. What the hell else was it? Fix the ramp, install the door, and basement windows, and that includes the egress to make it
Mhm.
what's this thing where it says update on basement OSHA? Is that related to?
No, that's like that was like the smoke detectors and
Oh,
stuff.
okay, all right. So I didn't have any idea how to send this online, and it took me so long to get this.
Here, give me
wrote
this.
it down.
All right, I'm gonna scan this and then try sending it to you all. Okay.
Okay.
No, I did that wrong.
Is that one heat pump or two?
Both. The estimate on the left is for one, and the estimate on the right is for two.
Okay.
We got something, there was an update to the MERP grant about I think I forwarded it to everyone, but let me just double check that.
On the back, yeah, okay.
Yeah, there was a grant amendment made so that I did send it when we got it in. I don't know what day that was. April 29th, we got it. So everyone should have it in their email, but it specifically says that the oh my gosh, what are we talking about? Totally just that
The
the
grant,
Heat pump and boiler.
the heat pump.
Both.
Yeah, it says that the heat pump is not replacing the boiler, it is in addition to. So that way, I think basically stating we only need one.
well, even if we have two, it wouldn't be to replace it, it's just
Right, it's so the so the update is install electric heat pump unit to heat upstairs in conjunction with boiler and basement modine heater. So that is what the update to the MERP grant is.
So this thing isn't broken down into what we have though, right?
I haven't looked at it today.
No, it says
The-
total board amount is 137,281.
Oh, there's a subsection that shows just our section, which I can't remember what it is right now.
I can see no, actually. It's on page attachment A, scope of work. There's a little highlighted, so there's like part 1, part 2 under HVAC. And it says scope amendment. Is that the part you're looking for, Mike? Just to read.
I don't know if he's looking at the amendment or the original grant.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't found.
What page did you say, Anna?
Looks like it's page, I don't actually have page numbers.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth page in the PDF.
Okay.
Yeah,
It says attachment A,
Scope
scope
of
of work.
it's kind of highlighted on mine. It's highlighted gray.
Let me see what mine looks like. I sent that PDF to the group that of Mike's notes here.
Okay.
Okay, so what are we looking at here?
I don't want to hear any crap about the printing either.
Well, if you did a good job the first time, don't worry.
Doesn't even have a ruler. Rather.
I think you
Sounds
did
graphic.
good. He writes,
Yeah.
he
Is
writes
this
better than my
recorded
husband.
to the world, or
Yes.
just now?
Yeah.
All right, well, you're in trouble next time I see you face to face.
He's gonna throw some hands. Okay, so what?
Wendy shared.
Oh, shit, I never told them about the smart thermostat. That shouldn't be a big issue at all. I
A
forgot
smart
all about that.
thermostat is like a couple hundred tops.
Well, the heat pump actually comes with one,
Oh,
so
yeah. It's got that
that's
little
included with
thing.
the.
Okay.
That should be in there because we got one when we had ours. And it's the same. Daikin and Mitsubishi are pretty good ones from what I understand. Mark only does the Daikin ones, but
Who's this? Charles Jarvis? Oh,
Yeah.
he is the ramp.
yeah,
Okay.
and before we do that, we'll have to just get more specific. I was kind of vague on it because I wasn't quite sure what,
Yeah.
to be honest with you.
And we get, okay, this is the question, okay. It says of the 47,000, 20% can be used for ADA upgrades. So
Oh, and then we can get 10% extra.
I don't know. I wasn't here for
Yeah.
that meeting.
Yeah, I remember that with them.
So explain it to me, Rebecca, so I understand.
They gave, I'd have to look at my notes again, but they said that there was a 10% extra. If we needed it, we could ask for it and
Yeah,
usually get it.
The 10% is if like our construction costs go up,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Overrides,
Unexpectedly.
because since we don't have everything in place
Does
right
it-
now.
Believes there's a 10% contingency, but we'll double check. There is also a built-in contingency that was already factored in. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, she put up your
Yes.
chicken scratch. A t-
I love that look. Wish I had my camera ready.
Um, there's also a
can
built-in
read it.
contingency. Yeah, I can read it. That was factored in. So
The other thing I've got to check on too was Charles wasn't sure if our panel box was big enough.
Oh,
Mark said it was fine for the heat pumps, so all I need to find out is how much it takes to wire the door in. I don't think it's gonna be an issue where we have to, it's a 100 amp box down there, which is really old, but hoping we don't have to put in a 200 amp. And on that chicken scratch,
I'm just giving you a hard time. You know I love you, Mike.
you know, on the bottom, it says the electrical is not included with
Okay.
either quote.
Ooh.
All that means is
Means.
that's
we gotta
really
find
nothing.
More money.
I think Larry could do it.
Okay.
Mark can't wire it into the box, but it's right there. So all we need an electrician for
Oh, it's
is
to
to
hook
put
it
the
up?
wires
Okay,
into the
all right,
breakers.
not
So
run everything.
put a break.
That's it?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, he's not legally allowed to do that
all right.
because we're commercial.
Well, it might be that just,
Yeah.
we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
That,
Right.
that shouldn't be an issue at all, or much of an expense at all
Okay.
added.
So 47,000, 20%. So that's $9,400 is 20% of 47,000. Does that sound right to you?
Almost, yeah.
Yeah, I
47,
did
yeah,
the,
Yeah,
and a push button would be part of the 20%. Okay. But widening the door part. So but the door replacement would be, I'm just asking, the door replacement would be,
It would be, I think it would be
Mark.
both ADA and environmental, or well, not
so, but the ramp definitely falls under the ADA.
yes.
yes.
So as long as we hit that 9,400, right? For something,
Right.
Oh, we have to spend
Right.
94.
which I don't think that's gonna be a problem.
No, we're at 11.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
the door is 8,200 and
Oh
then
my
another
goodness.
3,000 for the,
Yeah.
no, for the,
Ramp.
ramp.
$3,000.
To change the ramp, right? We're gonna change the ramp, right?
Fix it up. I don't think he was gonna change it. No.
Ugh, I
don't
hate
think
this
it-
ramp so much.
Yeah, I know,
I
but he
don't
wasn't
think it
quite sure
can
how
be
to do it.
changed.
That's what he was afraid of too,
Yeah, because of the
trying
grade
to
that it
design
has
it.
to be in.
And,
Yeah. It's a lot of math.
and included with the door is gonna widen it out and then put barriers on each side to protect it from the
Rain.
wind because of the amount of time it'll be open. And you know how slow they are.
Oh my gosh,
So-
yeah.
Well,
Okay.
So the one thing that
Can you get out of brick?
Hmm.
They're gonna make it out of brick,
no,
not texture 111, okay?
so something that I just want us to also have in the back of our heads is when we do the door, we're going to want to figure out something new for the bulletin board, because if it's a glass door, we won't be able to put that on.
no, we weren't gonna do a glass door because they are extremely expensive.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I talked to him about that, yeah. So,
Because I was, yeah, Mary and I were concerned that there wouldn't be a community board if we did a glass door.
oh, and the other thing that you'll have to think about too is he was gonna put the head in between the two windows on the north end of the library for the heat pump.
What side's the north side?
So
Facing
Morris.
Evan's house.
Okay, yes. So where the
Okay.
kids section is, right?
Correct, yeah.
Yes.
Well, actually,
In the
It's
middle of that
it-
wall.
yeah,
right above the YA book, young adult books.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the easiest install there.
Okay, so my question was this. Now I asked Linda, I did do some homework actually, and you have one too, right, Mike?
Yes,
Now Linda burned through, she said it was completely her fault, but she burned through a motor because she didn't shovel around where it is. Let's
Huh.
see if I can find it. Because I asked her how she liked it,
Liked what, the pump?
because she's had hers for a while. Let's see. My error completely. The night we had heavy snowfall and wind, I didn't have it on, but turned it on the next morning. Without knows. But I think she has supplemental heat in her house. She just uses it for, I mean, we would be using it all the time, right?
Yeah, but you still
Okay.
gotta shovel the vent.
Okay. But she said, without noticing that it it was buried in a snowdrift and I turned it on. My bad. Had I read the flashing light signal, I would have known what
Oh.
was wrong. Being an old lady, I called Red Rock Tech to check it out. Blah, blah, blah. So that's
Yeah.
something we have to be aware of is
We'll
snow.
have to check that in the winter, Hadley.
Yeah.
And Mark said he shuts his off when it went below 0.
Okay.
We did not, but I think I've got to go through and figure out, I don't know if we really saved any money, but we didn't spend more.
So, what would you say your cost is compared to like using oil?
Well, that's what I haven't figured out yet. I know it costs about $100 a month in electricity to run it
Ooh,
at our house.
That's quite a bit.
it is a
So-
lot
But
to
But
run
on
it.
the other hand, I put 80 gallons of fuel in.
Well, it's
in
still cheaper than
November.
it's still cheaper than
But you turn it off when it gets real cold, though.
I didn't, no.
Oh,
we
you didn't?
Because it was
Okay.
working, so,
Oh, okay.
but you may be better off doing that. He said they aren't as efficient, but the thing is, our house is 30 by 38. And
this is pretty small here too.
it's
Yeah.
20 by 30. So we're getting the same size unit here that I have in our house.
Okay.
So it should handle this.
Well, what if we did, if we figured it out as we went along? I mean, I know this is just us having to figure out what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. But obviously we'd run it October, November, probably part of
April.
December. And then January, February, March, we would have the option of going to oil because that's when we're the coldest, isn't it? Like that's usually the coldest is when we get into
Yeah.
January. That's
Yeah.
usually when it's
February's the worst.
Yeah,
so
but like I said, we never shut ours off.
so
You'll want to use it in July, August, the
oh
days
yeah,
that-
absolutely.
It's an unbelievable air conditioner. Wow. Oof.
It's got to be better than the
The
window.
one we have.
Oh, you're gonna be amazed at what that thing, it is.
Now is it just out of does it have the dual converter on there? The one that makes it must. I have air conditioners that have the dual converter, so it doesn't use the compressor so much. It just takes the humidity out of the air for
Oh,
you
yeah.
instead
Nice.
and pushes and pops the water on the coils and shoves it back into the room to cool it.
Cool.
But anyway, I'm sure they'll tell us. Okay,
Do
so
we-
what,
how many quotes do we have to get before we can proceed?
I think we have to have
Yes.
3, right, on each.
Did you get those, Mike? The 3, or you got 2?
Yeah. Well, I got one for each.
One
job.
for
Is
each.
that- Is that,
But I have
No.
so what was Linda's called? Red Rock?
Red Rock. Let me give you she gave me the number, so hold on a sec. Their number is 802
Mhm.
893 9992.
So they're out of Milton then, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Red, yeah, but they sent somebody out right away to her when things went sideways, and they do gas heating, but we have Larry, so
What about, I just forgot their name now. Oh, Vermont Efficiency.
that,
They do some commercial stuff.
do they
Mhm.
actually do the commercial
Yeah,
stuff?
I just saw an ad for
Efficiency
that.
Vermont.
Yeah.
Huh. They give us.
I don't know if
the
it's,
I don't know if
rebates
they
on
give you the
it.
rebates. Vermont, come on, I got junk on my
Does-
here.
maybe, does Course do that kind of thing?
I doubt it. It's kind of going against his.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we're considered a business, correct? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, it is a commercial installation, yeah. I'm sure Efficiency Vermont could recommend some installers if they don't.
Yeah.
yeah. I'll do this because it's easier on my iPad and we're using that right now. I will see what I can find, Mike, and send it to you tonight or tomorrow. How's that sound?
So there is a list on Efficiency Vermont of distributors. I don't know if they also install, but there is a distributor list.
What's the closest one?
Um, FW Web in St. Albans.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
nice.
Well, I know that Larry puts them in though, because my husband has helped Larry put them in.
Oh, all right. So I'll just call Larry.
See if Larry.
Yeah.
He's not a fan of them, but he does put them in.
Yep.
So
Yeah, there's a couple in St. Albans too. There's Green Mountain Electric Supply.
yeah,
Those are just the dealers.
those are
so-
just the dealers.
Yeah,
That's whoever would, like Larry would go and buy it from them.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, for everything we do need, I believe we need 3. That's
Yeah.
what keeps
So I gotta
them
get
happy over
2
there.
more on-
Well, what's his name? Would Eddie be interested in that? Rob Toy doing this part?
Yeah, we're kind of not in the best
Oh,
situation.
okay.
So I don't have a problem with him, but he's really.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody else. Maybe my husband can.
I just put a link in the group chat.
Yeah,
Not the Zoom chat, but the other one.
Yep.
And that has a link.
Link to green the Vermont.
For-
Efficiency.
Find the pro or retailer results from Efficiency Vermont.
Okay. So Hadley, what? So the historic preservation, we've got that done, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've
They
knocked
gave us-
that out.
Right. They gave us the green light.
The windows and the egress. I did not talk to actually, no, I did send Tom a note alerting him to the financial part, the paperwork, that I didn't know what and if there was, but I'm thinking that Anna really can start working with Tom here instead of me,
Mhm.
since that would be the wiser thing, I think. Anna, are you okay with that?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Tom's easy enough to get along with, you know.
Oh, yeah, no,
He's a
I've met
little
him.
slow. He's a little slow getting back sometimes with email and stuff, but I find him pretty easy to work with.
If you text him, he tends to get back to you a little bit faster. Sometimes.
Well, I don't have his number. Can you believe that he hasn't given me his number? Isn't that awful?
Whoa.
Don't take it personal.
I am taking it personal. I spent enough time over there with him.
Bring him beer.
That sounds awful, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does.
He'd get a kick
He
out of that.
Still didn't give you his number. This is the financial reports on the MERP.
Like like we have to submit stuff right along,
Okay.
and I think that Tom might be in charge of submitting our paperwork,
Submittals.
right, Hadley? If I understood Alex correctly, is that
That's
we
what
have-
it sounded like. But when I mentioned it to Tom, he said that the town had not said anything to him. So
yes, but that's the town. I think that we should. I'll just drop him a note and let him know that Anna will be doing this, and that maybe you should ask Marlena
okay.
Oh, excuse
what's
me.
going on with that, if there is, if the town treasurer is the one, because they're the one who handles our money for us. I mean, the money comes into the town. It is not us who, she has to understand that our treasurer does not handle the money. The town handles our money.
Yeah.
So we do not have any control. We're not writing any checks. We're not doing any of that. We're
I'll also ask her, now that we have now that we've gone through that first hurdle, how do we submit a request for the money first?
For the hardship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
good.
hardship. And I'll talk to Nikki about the quotes and what we do with that and how we go about submitting it to the town.
Well, who picks them, us or them?
I don't know.
Oh, I bet
That's
we
what
would.
I would think that we do, but I think that we're required to show that
Oh, had them, yeah.
that we're not.
Playing favorite.
And you know who might have a name for us is Christine.
Yeah, she probably.
I'll ask Christine too. For the windows, for the ramp, the windows.
What actually do we want to do with the ramp? So the next guy that comes, I can be,
So the ramp, there's places in the ramp where there's pieces, it's starting to peel away. Wood is starting to peel away. Like
Yeah.
when I'm shoveling, I noticed that I'd like get stuck under the wood. And it's kind of soft in some of the areas where it's resting on the ground a little bit. And I know that a lot of our screws are starting to come up, or the wood is going down. Like there's screws that are sticking up. Like
that happens in ours too.
So I'm wondering if we want to replace. I'm not sure.
No, you can just put new screws in.
I want to stay, if we're doing that, I don't want to be going to any of that the Trex decking. I have that and
No.
I'm not overly impressed with it. With the price, I'm not impressed.
Warps and
Warps.
shaky and loose.
Right.
And it's
So just stick with the regular.
stick with
pressure
wood
treated.
for right now.
Yeah,
If
that's fine.
because if this other grant comes through, then we're going to be moving our ramp this way up
Right.
to the rear door.
Okay.
So it will be so we'll be able to do something different where we have
So just
two
maintain
ways
this one then.
we're just maintaining this one
Yep.
at this point.
Now, is repainting it part of it, or is that something we're gonna do, or
I
do we
don't
not
like
even
it.
care?
I mean, I think
Fine,
if
help me do
you're
it.
Okay,
if you're
good,
just making it sturdier so it lasts,
good, all right.
and do the add-on repainting would help keep it waterproof.
Well,
We'll just have a
Rebecca
painting-
says
Yeah.
that she's willing to,
Yeah.
We'll have a painting. party.
painting party.
I used to do that.
And
Reasons
I'll
I
talk
hate
to
the color
Peter.
of it.
Oh, it's just hideous.
I'll talk to
Yeah.
Peter. Last year he had said that he knew someone that might donate paint or stain.
Well, it's got to be a decent color. This
Yeah.
this color's horrible.
Yes,
And
I
mean,
agree.
We'll
I
talk
agree.
about it later.
But
And-
yeah, he said that he might have someone that would donate that, and we could pick the color. So
So if you talk to Peter, ask him if you could do that like tomorrow, just reach out. I know that they're having the baby and I know they got a lot going on. But if he knows anybody who would be interested in doing the ramp, the door, the base, and giving us a quote for that, the ramp, the door, the basement window, possible egress. Okay.
Mhm.
If you could do that too when you're talking to him about the paint,
Yes.
that would be fabulous.
Yes, if he comes on, he's the one that brings Ben on Wednesdays. So
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
as long as they come on Wednesday, I will see him then.
Okay. Bullet points, lady.
Yes, ask Peter.
Yeah, look at her. Yes. Okay. And can we get Hadley, when you reach out to Marlena, because when I read what Christine wrote here, with the current tariff situation, if a contractor gives a quote and then things are way more expensive, is there a safety net for things like that? And Marlena said that she believes there's a 10% contingency, but will double check. There is also a built-in contingency. That is my question. There's also a built-in contingency that was already factored in. Then a 10% emergency one on top of that. So I guess we have to know how much contingency we have. Because the way it reads right now to me is if there
20%.
that it sounds like it's a 20% contingency.
So
One we have to ask for.
if you look at the original grant, I don't know if you have that there. I don't have it in
No.
front of me. It's not in my email, so I don't have it. But if there's, it gives us a total, and then under that, there's like a contingency total.
Okay.
So that's the built-in contingency. And then from what I understand from our conversation with Marlena, there's a possible 10% on top of that.
So is it 20 or 30%? Possibly.
I don't know.
Okay. we'll
No.
figure it out. It's important that we know though, and we need to find out about that hardship.
What department is Marlena from representing?
Northwest, isn't it North? When I called her, it was the Northwest
Regional
Regional
Planning Commission?
Planning.
Planning Commission?
Yep. Like
Yeah.
you call her in St. Albans.
Okay, yeah.
And if you put in, like, it'll ask for her the first two letters of her last name or her first name or something, and you just plug it in and then you go
What
right
is
to her
last
voicemail.
name?
Valenta,
VELE.
VALE.
VALE.
Yes.
Okay. VALENTA. Okay. All right. So I guess that what we have to make sure that we hit before our next meeting, hardship, quotes. I'll send an email to Tom about Anna and find out the paperwork and her working with Tom.
I do have a question, and I don't know if Mike, you've already thought about this or brought this up, is if we are doing the emergency exit windows in the basement, or at least one of those, I assume it's going to be on the same side as the heat pump.
It is. Yeah.
Will those work
Interfere.
together?
Right,
That
yeah.
Yes.
interview?
Yep.
Okay.
It won't affect it at all. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Is there anything else, Hadley, that you can think of that we need to be doing? Or are we good?
I think we're in a really good place.
I hope so. Mike's doing a lot of the legwork.
That's not a big deal.
I know that Marlena said that she was really impressed with how much work we'd already done on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Who knew? Okay, cool.
So I can just schedule people to come and give
Yep.
us quotes without.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
And
Get a key?
I have a key, yes.
just, I did send you guys how much money we have in our account, right? Because I see that. Because it was what, 10,000 something? That,
I thought it was 8 something.
no, I think it's a little bit more than that. Hold on.
Here's the other thing I didn't do though, is according to this, somebody requested $4,100 to add insulation in the attic.
Oh, yeah.
The hell that would be that
Oh.
expensive.
There's check to see if there is enough or not.
I think that
Well,
we
this
had,
is just for extra. I'm
that's
sure
a lot.
That is a lot.
It sounds insane, yeah.
I think it was when they
No
when
wonder people used
Alex
to use
wrote it,
newspaper.
he thought it was just newspaper up there. So
No, no. Cheryl said that they just
right,
used
but I
the-
think when Alex wrote it, he was going under
Okay.
the assumption that there wasn't any up there.
okay. No, I have the thing from Cheryl.
Yep.
We'll find out. Okay.
Well, it's not a bad idea to add more. I just don't
No.
think we need to spend
Right.
5 grand on it.
No, I don't think we do either. I think that there's quite a bit up there. All right, our current balance, Hadley, just so you know,
Yep.
in our improvement fund is $10,901.99.
I will donate a penny to that.
I was gonna say, can't we just round that up?
Don't forget to file the paperwork with that penny, though.
But I would prefer that we're not spending any of our money, that we're just using it
Right.
as until we get paid back. Okay, does that sound good, guys?
Yep.
Are we good, Anna? Because I can't see, I can only see Hadley. I
Yeah.
can't see Anna, so I just want to make
Oh.
sure that Anna hasn't.
Yeah.
Then
No,
Okay.
I'm good. I'm
Still
good.
awake, yeah.
I only come on when I'm speaking, so that's probably you haven't
Do you have
seen
any
me.
questions? I mean, you,
No, I just wanted to the only thing I was just rereading Marlena's notes from the MERP meeting and I mean, just rereading and refreshing my memory. My understanding was that we aren't really limited on how much money we can ask for upfront as long as we can provide the justification. That was what
Okay.
my takeaway. So
Yeah.
I don't
I
even know if
agree.
we're going to need to dip into that improvement fund at all.
oh, yeah,
So-
but they want us to have some, that's, I don't know, because I wasn't at this meeting. So,
We need to
Yeah, I
have
was hoping
upfront
you-
money, though.
right, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. We need upfront money and then they pay us
Okay.
back.
And
Right,
she's
but,
gonna check to see how long
No,
it would
if we get
take.
the hardship, I don't think we need.
I
to
don't
do
think
that.
I'm talking about the
Oh.
hardship specifically. So
Okay.
if we just
Yeah.
request the money in advance of whenever the work
Right.
before the work starts,
Okay.
I don't think
Does
we have
that-
to dip into anything.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That's kind of what I told these guys too, because I feel safer doing that. Then we know they're gonna be paid right away and not
Mhm.
months after it's done.
Right,
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, cool. All right. Anything else, guys? I think we've covered everything except the general policies on here. I'll reach out to, I think that Sherry, Sherry Westcomb, right? Hadley, all I think is she packed up the romance section.
Oh, okay. Sure.
She packed up
Yeah.
and I think she would make a great
Mhm.
sub, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that it
She's
would,
certainly personable enough.
yes, exactly. And I mean,
She's great.
I think that it would be good. I don't know. We'll see
She's
what she
just a great
says.
Person. Yeah.
Okay, so anything else, everybody, before I draw this to a close?
No, I'm good.
All right, we're closing it at 8:10. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye,
All
Anna
right.
and Hadley.
Awesome.
Bye, Anna and Hadley.
Bye.